Next one's from J12, and the subject is Sean Sapp, appropriately named, replies to Disco's tweet. You guys, what does Sean Ross Sapp think he is to be the voice of the IWC and talk down to people? Thoughts on the entitlement that these dirt sheet guys have? What are their positives and negatives to having dirt sheet guys in this business? Link to tweet below. J12 parts from unknown. Now, I was waiting to talk about this because I put this tweet out there because I knew it would generate discussion on our show. Okay? But I put out a tweet.
What tweet is it?
It said...
I'm putting it up right now.
Let me see here. I didn't see this stuff from what you call it.
I think it was Friday.
Let me see.
Hold on, I'm putting it up.
Well, first of all, let me tell the tweet that I made, okay? And for, all these guys, I guess, think I'm talking about them when I make a very basic statement, which I'm going to explain. Okay, let me try and find.
Let me ask you a quick question, Joe. How much does it cost to get this without ads?
YouTube. This isn't a YouTube. This is a tweet. I just had to get to his Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah. Hang on. But I have it on the screen now, Di.
What the what you call it?
I have his tweet.
You don't see it?
No. I got to go my original tweet that does not reference my original tweet.
Oh, you said the wrestling media has gone downhill.
So because I want to talk about this, and the reason I said it. Okay, so I put a tweet out. This got tons of reaction. I sent it to you guys, right? The wrestling media has significantly deteriorated in quality over the past 3 years. Okay, and I will say, absolutely, since AEW started, a lot of the wrestling media tweet during the shows like fanboys. Like there's they're then like this weird narrative that they're pro AEW and like negative WWE, and that's what I get. Like that's when I read their stuff.
Right.
And it's not like some of these guys. That's just one thing too, but also the amount of the marks that have these shows and stuff.
Right.
Like just fans have YouTube channels. You got people who've never wrestled before, never been, and then all of a sudden they're in this business. They got shows and stuff. Everything. It's like I'm sorry. The quality has gone down. We're letting anybody in to do this now. So this shouldn't really be that hot of a take.
Well, here's
the
backstory to this email is we discussed a couple of weeks ago about when Jericho was talking to the top team guys.
First of all, let me see this tweet. Do you have that tweet? Okay?
I don't have the tweet, but I have the YouTube here that I'm reading from.
Well, give us the backstory because I don't know what the we're talking about, and I'm sure a lot of people don't either.
A couple of weeks ago, when we were reviewing AEW, and we talked about how Jericho said to America's top team, like, who's on top? Okay.
Right.
And Sean Ross Sapp
said, was it homophobic much? Something like that. And
just a tweet, innocent.
So Husey made a video, Disco Inferno, on Chris Jericho offending Sean Ross Sapp. And so in the YouTube, not this tweet here, in the YouTube, Sean responded and said, real weird title. I said it was a lame joke and that it didn't offend me. However, I can tell that I'm clearly missing out on lowest common denominator views here, considering that you're being manipulated by a guy who runs the Keeping 100 YouTube channel, who used to beg me to be on his own show and send us all these clips to try to get coverage from us. And now in his tweets, it's pretty much the same thing. His tweet says...
So Sean Ross Sapp got duped. He doesn't realize that everybody in our fans know that the YouTube channel is clickbait material that we readily promote as clickbait material.
Yeah, and I guess he's saying...
So that's part of the funny. Yeah. And here he is trying to smarten everybody up like there isn't a Santa Claus type action. Like don't you people realize you're getting manipulated? It's like that's what we're doing here.
Right.
Usually with the things.
Well, here's the tweet that the guy sent to us. Reads: This was on a video that the guy isolated about me being offended on something I outright said I wasn't offended by. Don't fall for this grifter. I do not want the business of people who comment on YouTube videos like that. They aren't welcome in our community. That's what he said there.
Our community. Think of wrestling fans. Wrestling fans, it could be any shape, size, or form and everything. Like,
I think his offense to this...
Can I ask you real quick? I know that...
Let me say something about Sean Ross Sapp. Sean Ross Sapp tweets too much like a fanboy during the shows. Okay,
let me ask you a question real quick.
Because I want Sean Ross Sapp to hear this if he's listening. He probably will listen to this. Sean Ross Sapp does good work on Fightful. I don't think Sean Ross Sapp's quality of his work as deteriorated, but I don't like it when I'm look at the dirt sheet guys and all you guys are fanboys like bloviating whenever AEW's on and when WWE's on. It's like I can see the
but you're not incorrect. The thing is, you can't point that out to them.
Yeah,
because they're ignorant of that fact.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think real quick, I think that Sean took offense because Husey has before sent him clips like, hey, plug this, we're talking about, Conan on blah, 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 Disco on blah, blah, blah. So I guess he thought that they were, buddies or whatever, and then he sees Husey insulting him in the comments. So
yeah,
that was his beef.
This is a good comment from, so I posted that the NBA players, This is interesting. So you see this basketball? This Jonathan Isaacs. This is like because they called him an anti-vaxxer, right? Or the Rolling Stones that he's these anti-vaxxers. Like, so he's commenting on this. This is a good quote. He says, "I'm not anti-vax. I'm not anti-medicine. I'm not anti-science. I didn't come to my current vaccination status by studying Black history or watching Donald Trump press conferences." It's like this guy's an educated guy, you know? It's funny, so I don't know. I was just on Twitter and I saw this since I was looking at the Sean Ross Sapp tweet. but Sean, some of these guys get upset. They get far too upset too easily. Like Bixen Span responded to that. All they got, I'm like, come on. It's like, I'm not. Do you think I'm talking about you specifically? Why would you think I'm talking about you specifically with that tweet, you know? But yeah, but the it's, you know, like I said, the nerd culture has got a grasp on professional wrestling, and I don't think the quality of the coverage has increased significantly because of it. I think it's decreased. That's. Would that be fair to say? Would you agree with that, Conan?
Repeat that again.
That since nerd culture has kind of, you know, tightened its grip on professional wrestling, and you see like the way like the people, like the media people like covers it, it's like nerd culture. Do you think that's good or bad?
You know, it's both. I mean, and I wouldn't say tightened grip, but permeated, and it's good because they're good fans. You know, they really support the product, and they're very vocal, but they're very sensitive too. You know, bro, this is a snowflake generation we're living in, and it's gonna get worse.
But I understand
no longer it's snowflake. You know, it's just gonna be the norm. You know.
Yeah.
But I understand what disco means. If I'm looking and I want to read impartial wrestling news, you're not going to see too much of it right now because a lot of the journalists
You can't read. Forget wrestling, Joe.
Anything.
News.
Yeah, you're right.
We're so divided that it sucks.
So I let me tell you this other tweet here that I put out.
Oh, we're still on
Cash Wheeler put out this tweet, and he put out this tweet. Go watch FTR versus Anthony Green and Stallion Rogers on AEW Dark. Well, what do we exactly? So I tweeted that. Who? Okay. So what do you think happened to me with the AEW fans?
Anger.
You're.
Oh my God! You know, bro, and all these people, like, you know, and I tweeted. So I tweeted.
You're irrelevant. Yeah,
just everything.
Who'd you ever beat?
And as I'm just joking about Anthony Green's whatever. So so I tweeted out then, you know, just to kind of rile these people up. You know, your typical AEW fan is more than likely an imbecile if you want to use their social media posts as evidence. And of course, that got even more, you know, because I'm just picking on these guys. But the thing is, there is a. Go look at the social media posts of people that have AEW in their bio, and look at their feed. Okay, I'm just telling you, I'm not like this is like empirical evidence. This is data. I'm looking at this and like these people are, you know, they're uber.
Well, how do you expect? How do you expect them to react when you're calling them idiots? Nobody thinks they are. That's the part of being ignorant, that you don't know how ignorant you really are. And if you get called out on it, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
Yeah.
Plus,
you're already a pariah in that circle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, but I think it's hysterical how even today, like people that have known me that follow me on this stuff, you know, this platform, they can't tell when I'm, you know, just stirring the shit up.
Right.
You know, it's like, and how easy it is, bro. Social media is very easy to navigate. Like you can trigger responses and stuff, and like it's fascinating how this works. You know how like there's people that you don't even know who they are. You could tweet something, and now you're feeling social pressure because you're reading responses from people you've never met in their lives. Do not have pictures of themselves, or everything, and they're trying to emotionally and mentally bully you and hurt you. You know what I'm saying? That this whole site is like that. It's this is like social media, Twitter, Facebook, everything. This is the worst for people with mental health issues.
Sure.
It's like navigating this on a daily basis. You know, because this triggers emotional responses from people. You see you know, like me, it's like, you know, I got thick skin. I think most of this stuff is funny. But when people try to, you know, try to bury me and stuff, everything, you know, but there's people that like, they engage stuff like this and then not, you know, the people react back to them and they get hurt. You know, like I mean, like mentally, they feel like they've been scorned or something, or like publicly outed or publicly shamed and stuff. And I wonder what people like that, like, you know, I don't know. I just don't. I've never felt that way.
I had to.
But I just wonder, like, how people that thought process of these people on Twitter that they go through with this.
I had to learn from Conan early on that not to argue or with everyone who has something to say. To a lesser extent, Conrad as well. I learned from how Conrad responds to trolls, but it's difficult at first when you're not used to it. It's like in real life, if someone was talking, you want to say something back, but this is not real life. It's Twitter. It does not matter, So, but it took me a minute to learn that.